Welcome to JLMTAuto, and this is my Japanese import. Now I'm not going to reveal it just yet to you guys. I want you, throughout me getting it track ready, to try and guess what you think the car is. I'll be showing different angles of the car, so we'll be doing the brake pads, some fluid changes, we're zooming in on some of the parts. So if you guys can guess exactly what the car is, chuck a comment down below with the timestamp of when you think you recognise the car, and then we'll be doing the big reveal at the track, because this car will be going on the track before it's even road registered. So we're taking it to Oulton Park and we're going to be taking it around the track. My first time in my own car on a track, and probably this car's first time on a track as well. So we'll get straight into it. We'll chuck some new fluids in it, get the brake pads changed, and then get it loaded onto the trailer. So I'm going to remove each of the coils, then remove each of the spark plugs in order. Make sure that the electrode is in good condition, it's not snapped off, make sure there's no oil, and then put everything back together. We're then going to drain the hot oil, remove the old filter and put the new filter back in, and then refill with Valvoline oil, ready for the track day. We're then going to take the caliper off, remove the old pads, wind the caliper back, put the new pads back in, and then fill the system with brand new fluid via vacuum. Finally, we're on our way to Oulton Park. We're going to get this Japanese import on the track, and all will be revealed to you. You may be able to see a sneak peek of the car in the rear screen, but obviously full reveal as soon as we get to the track. We've had a busy couple of days getting the brakes sorted, getting the brake fluid changed, service, spark plugs, just generic maintenance bits. We've also put uprated Brembo HP 2000 brake pads on it, and I've got a spare set of discs just in case the discs that are on it are too pitted or are warped, because it just didn't feel right, and obviously I haven't had a chance to drive the car on the road, so I genuinely don't know how it's going to react with those pads. So really excited to get it on, get our sighting laps done, and then have a good day going around the track. You may or may not have noticed that I look like a little boy with my clean shaven face. There is a reason. I'm doing Movember this year, so back onto the car. Let me tell you a little bit about it, see if you can figure it out. It's a Japanese import, but that doesn't mean it's Japanese. There's a lot of people at the moment importing non-Japanese cars, A, because the UK market is exceedingly expensive, but also they tend to be lower mileage, they tend to be well looked after, because there's no salt on the roads and because it doesn't get so wet there all the time. They tend to be less rotten underneath, to put it a polite way. There's always going to be a little bit of surface rust, so don't expect to buy a car from Japan and it be absolutely immaculate underneath. My example is fairly clean. It's also 12 years old, another clue, which means it has seen lots of environmental changes, and Japan has cold winters and warm summers, etc. So it's not going to be absolutely spotless, but it's a pretty damn clean example. The arches haven't gone, another clue, because the arches tend to go on these, especially the previous generation. This generation's not so bad, but they still do go. The ones on this are perfectly fine. It is an automatic. Now I actually wanted a manual because, as you know from my S5 videos, it was a 4.2 manual and I loved having the manual. So the reason I sort of decided on the auto was because it was such low mileage, it was so clean, and it fit in the price bracket really well. And my wife does have a manual, so she has a Porsche Boxster 3.2S. However, she much prefers driving autos, and when you've got a baby in the car, it just makes life a little bit easier. So I did want a manual. I didn't quite get all the boxes ticked, and I decided to compromise on the auto. It's not a slush box, it's a quick automatic box, if that makes sense, with flappy paddles so you can take it to semi-auto. What else can we tell you that doesn't give too much away? It's currently 210 horsepower. Now it won't stay like that for forever, but I do want to make the car OEM plus, so I don't want to go crazy with the power, I don't want to go crazy with body kits, a stainless steel sports cat with an exhaust, and then a remap and things like that. You can get these to about 280 brake quite safely with the standard turbo. Spec-wise, we've got heated leather electric seats, auto headlights, auto wipers. It's pretty good spec for the year. I've had a test drive on the road with tray plates, but it was very limited, sort of 50, 60 miles an hour max. So I'm really excited to get this on the track, give it a proper rundown and shakedown. We'll do a load of sighting laps. I don't know the track, I don't know the car, so just get used to the car and the feel on the track. Really excited to get it off the trailer, show you guys what it is, and see you at Oulton Park. We'll do this lap, another loop, cool down. What an epic day that was. I've never been on like a personal track day. I've done some sort of track experience with work, but never a track day with my own car. First of all, the car was awesome. Once I've changed the discs, so I bought some discs just in case that they needed replacing because they were fairly pitted and worn. I'll chuck an image up somewhere on the screen of the brake discs once we've taken them off. And they were pretty terrible. Yeah, took them off, quick pit stop, about an hour to get all 4 corners done. Obviously being Japanese, nothing's rusted, so that was even better. Whipped them off, got it back on track, and it was like a different car. Shout out to Robin, thank you very much. He took me around the track, so he's got a fair bit of dynamic track experience in his 106 Rally. To be honest, once I've nailed the lines, I was so much more confident with the car. Track dried out a little bit, which was better, brakes were much better. As you now know, it's a Mark 6 Golf GTI. It's got 66,000 miles on the clock, and it's, to be fair, in really good condition. Really pleased with it. Absolute barrel of laughs on the track. Really, really good fun. Incredibly dynamic for a completely standard car. Obviously with the DCC suspension, I could stick it in sport mode, which gave a little bit more stiffness to the car. I think it would benefit from a rear anti-roll bar, just so it's a bit more playful in the corners. I think for what I paid for it, it's absolutely perfect. It suits the family. It's going to suit me driving to work on some of the A roads that I drive on, and even better, I can stick it on the track and have a bit of fun with it. So yeah, really happy with it. I'm so ecstatic. I just can't wait to get it registered and on the road now, and that leads on to the next series of videos, which is going to be a lot of the sort of making the Golf right, and then maybe OEM plus. That concludes the video for today. Make sure you subscribe and like to keep on top of the latest content. Thanks again for watching, and catch you next time. I'm new, come back better than last year. It's a new me, never gonna look back.